Why isn't anyone listening to Choker? Alright, so that's a little bit of a rhetorical question. One, because I'm just being dramatic. I think he's really talented and I want more people to listen to him. And two, because it's not a hard question to figure out the answer to. I don't know Choker's full name, he's not signed to a major label, he doesn't really collaborate with any big musicians, it took him a long time to get music videos online, and he's done like one interview. So I've been waiting a long time for more info about him to come out before I made a video covering him, but hey, enough is enough. It's time I try and spread the word. This is gonna be short, a little bit of background, a little bit of my opinions on his music, and we'll be out of here. Sound good? Choker is a guy named Chris in his early 20s, he's from Detroit, and over the past few years he's garnered a decent sized cult following. His music is extremely genre bending. Throughout a song, the overall sound, tempo, and whatever else will just completely shift multiple times. It'll feel like 3 or 4 songs, all within a 4-minute period. Choker has referenced a wide array of influences for his unique sound and aesthetic. He's talked about his love for Detroit hip-hop icons like J Dilla and Danny Brown, all the way to pioneers in the ambient realm like Brian Eno and Aphex Twin. Instead of just thinking about poetry and lyrics and then moving on to the music later, everything comes to Choker all at once, like there's a movie being made and he's behind every single aspect of it. Along with music and lyrics, he's thinking of lighting, costume design, cinematography, merch, everything comes at once because it's all connected to him. Choker has more than a few releases to his name thus far, varying in different lengths and sizes. In 2015, he released his first full-length project, Die Slow, but he doesn't seem to associate with that anymore, so we'll move past it. In 2017, Choker dropped what we'll call his first real full-length album, Peak. While it was all self-produced and self-released, this is what started to get his name on the map. I've given this project a ton of listens over the past couple of years now, and for the most part, I love what it offers. He blends psychedelic rock, hip-hop, and more, but for the most part, I'd say it's based in R&B. The songs on Peak often have an appealing, dreamlike nature, the lyrics are nice and scatterbrained, which is something that I tend to enjoy, and in general, there's this super refreshing air of confidence that radiates throughout the album. For a 10-track project all made by one kid in his early 20s, no features or anything, it's honestly shocking that it never gets boring. It's a very well-written, well-produced debut, and a pretty remarkable start to this musician's career. And here's where I get to my one flaw about this project. If you've heard anyone talking about Choker and his music, I'm guessing there was some kind of comparison to Frank Ocean during that conversation. Most of the time when I'm listening to Choker, I can put it on and think, wow, this young kid made this entire project by himself and it sounds Frank Ocean-esque. That is amazing. What a comparison. And every now and then I'll throw Peak on and it's like, this sounds like a young kid that made this whole thing by himself, trying to sound like Frank Ocean. Why don't I just listen to Blonde or Endless and get the real thing? Take a listen to the album and let me know what you think. I like it, I don't want that to get misconstrued, I'll just get in a certain mood where the Frank influence feels a bit too strong. Anyways, here's a snippet from the song Diorama. In 2018, Choker dropped his second full-length project, Honeybloom. This is where Choker started to develop a little bit more into his own being, his own style. The Frank Ocean comparisons can still be made, but the influence isn't as obvious as it was on Peak. Experimental is certainly the word that one would use to describe this in comparison to his previous album. There's a lot more to unpack. The song structures are even harder to pick up on this, which to some may seem like a lack of focus, but to others it's unpredictable and exciting. I didn't personally connect to this album as much as I did with Peak, but it's a great stepping stone for Choker. He's coming into his own and it's wonderful to see. Here's a snippet from one of the most sprawling, ever-changing songs on the project, Rocket. Since then, Choker has released Mono no Moto, Dog Candy, and Forever and a Few. 3 different installments in a project he's doing where he releases 3 songs apiece, all with their own art attached. Again, a cool, one-of-a-kind concept to help set him apart from the rest. So, in review, we have this very eclectic, extremely talented artist who has inspirations like J Dilla and Brian Eno, and draws comparisons to Frank Ocean. His stuff is weird, there doesn't seem to be much structure to his music, but it's conceptual and you'll feel a wide variety of emotions while listening to his stuff. Go out, listen to Peak, listen to Honeybloom, and check out his other smaller projects too. He deserves a bigger place in the spotlight. Hey, thanks so much for watching that video. I really hope Choker gained a few fans from it. If you enjoyed it, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. All that stuff really helps the channel. You can support my Patreon, follow me on Instagram, Twitter at RenshawHS, buy my merch if you feel like it, and I'll see you soon. Thanks again.